Alright guys, for this project you're going to need several materials. You need to make sure you bring your ruler and your pencil. Bring a paintbrush or two. I wouldn't make it a whole lot bigger than, let's say, this size. You can do one smaller, but I would not make it a whole lot bigger. You need to have paints, acrylic paint. Make sure it's not oil paint, make sure it is acrylic paint. You need blue, yellow, red, black, and white. Don't bring any other colors. If you do, they need to go back into your locker for this project. Okay? So we're going to start out by making a color wheel. A lot of you did this last year, but we're going to make it a little bit more of an extensive version. So we're going to start out with a circle. You're going to divide your circle in half and in half, just like this. So you're left with 4 pie pieces. You need to divide those 4 pie pieces into 3 as equal as you can more pie pieces. Okay? So an example of how to do that. So I'm going to take my ruler and it's going to go straight across the middle of my center point. Now if I do it in half, that's only going to give me 2 extra pie pieces and I need 3. So slide it over a little bit, rotate it. You still want your pencil to go through that middle point right there and draw from one side of the circle to the other. And then do the same thing to make sure that you end up with 3 additional pie pieces per quarter. That leaves you with 12 sections. Okay? Once you have your 12 sections, you absolutely must label them first. Okay? I will repeat that. You must label them first. So right on the outside, in very light letters, you would write red. Okay? You skip one. Orange. You skip one. Yellow. And I'm going to stop there. You would do that with the entire color wheel. Red and orange have a blank space in between, so you're going to combine those 2 colors, and you are going to get red, orange. Orange and yellow, combine those 2 to get yellow, orange, and so forth as you go around. Okay? All of this information is on the vocabulary sheet that you need to print and have glued into your sketchbook. You don't need to do anything with it except for glue it into your sketchbook. Once you have that, you are to take your paints and you're just going to put a very little bit on your table. You can always add more. You do not want to waste it. This is all the paint you're going to have unless you go and purchase more. So you want to make sure that you have enough to be able to fill your space, to be able to mix colors, but you don't want to have a huge amount. It's acrylic. It wipes right off the table. We have sponges and paper towels. So to start with, you're going to get your paintbrush just a little bit wet. I'll bring my water closer. Just a little bit damp. Take your color, and you're just going to apply it neatly. You want to make sure that you stay inside your lines. You do not want to go outside your lines. We are actually grading pretty heavily on craftsmanship, which means neatness for this project. There's 0 creativity that goes into it. So we're grading for accuracy, and we are grading on craftsmanship. So you need to make sure that you fill your entire pie piece nice and neat. You do not go out of your lines. Now to make orange, you mix your primary color red, your primary color yellow in relatively equal amounts. So I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on the table. Now I'm not going to mix that all together. You only need a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of the red, take a little bit of the yellow, mix it together. To me that looks a little bit more like red-orange, so I would add a little bit more yellow until I come up with a color that I feel is appropriate for orange. You may ask Kaylee or myself twice. Twice to me, twice to Kaylee, if you want to know if your color is correct. We will only answer 2 each, so there's 4 out of the 12 that you can check with us. Trust yourself on this. You need to learn how to mix the colors. You need to learn how to trust your instincts. Okay? So that is how you would mix the colors for the color wheel. Okay, I'm stopping here for time purposes. Your finished product will look like this.